Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing. Huh?
Let's go.
But...
Well, after another problem to the elevator. Time. Now myself, I have to talk to Kyoko before the trial starts.
Correct. That's right. Whew. So... However... Wrong. In other words...
Kyoko's account.
Just a second!
Makoto. It would seem... Goodbye.
Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator.
I can't wait! Thrills! Check!
Let's go.
Let's begin. If you can, I'll punish. Okay,
Well then, first, we need to clarify.
It's Kyoko!
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No! That's a ghost!
But... she had...
Well, that's just because she's like the...
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. Then let's compare Kyoko's traits.
her traits?
One point trait, Kyoko has a freezer body in one.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone...
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me.
Oh! You know...
They probably just got burnt up. I'm not convinced.
There's no way I could Kyoko. Country's life can be stuck here in the case of report.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost!
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it! Prove she's not a ghost!
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion!
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko!
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost!
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it! Prove she's not a ghost!
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion!
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No face wall! No. Whoever it was, I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that. Besides, Kyoko wears it'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious.
Jeez, man, you don't know women.
If anyone doesn't know women,
Well, Kyoko,
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hand. If I wore fake nails, the glove...
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't.
which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Find anything, I'm probably gonna find the victim.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
there's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
No, it's wrong. There was one.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die of...
Cruel and unusual.
She's just being stupid.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh yeah. Her master must have made her...
Seriously? They really did?
No, that's not it.
Oh, really?
You had a tattoo for information on the victim's ID.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That
Okay, so.
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing
Fenrir?
It means other than Fenrir. Whoa.
now I understand. The representation of
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this.
A wolf tattoo.
exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must. So it must have been Luke. What?
Hold on. Isn't she...
Yes, indeed, the trial.
Are you saying the master...
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro...
But I mean... Being the ultimate despair seems...
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first... Her profile. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, Kyoko. That's what...
So that means.
What if she's been gone this whole time? Usually when there's a scene where an important character...
So you're saying she wasn't, and which would mean she was the same as us.
Then who's the real.
It must have been the hopes...
No, the headmaster hasn't...
But how can we trust that? We already know...
My information was not...
Okay. We're in the mid. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will... No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are.
I have officially decided to now then. Just so nobody's the reason we're having a class trial. Hammer that point.
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then... one of...
Wait, no! There's a chance.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously?
Who did it?
Get a hold of yourself. We've all...
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about.
They told me no, I couldn't see this.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to...
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden. At that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. All of which is to say, the four
Are me and Makoto.
exactly so.
Going suspect now means you. Damn it. I understand.
I have
Are you thinking of raising an...
well, before that, doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody...
Me and Byakuya can both... Well, it was after... So the murder must have happened.
Okay. Yeah.
Enough.
Then I guess we can say the top. Oh, but
The one who saw the body first was...
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m.
Now then, Tokyo, what time?
he's right.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime, but I'm sure I met up with everyone else before.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? Oh yeah, right around 7.
which means from 10 p.m. to 7...
And that happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. Okay then, let's play the game if we're done. Think this, 7:30. I'm playing an alibi for that. Oh, you can have to choose a matter of dinner from during the time I don't have an alibi. Please.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Nope.
Shoot!
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
No, that's wrong! Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 so if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. The body was wet.
Sorry, Toko.
I'm wrong? Are you saying only the map?
No, I'm saying that...
What do you mean by denying the sprinkle?
Man,
If you really think it's... You... I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! You don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! You don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
This should prove it. Just remember what the body was like. The top half of the body was wet, yes. If the sprinklers got the body wet...
So they only got the top wet? I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet... while the body was still on fire.
Then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the...
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body...
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock.
So there's no way Makoto could have done it!
In which case, the only one...
Kyoko's the only one who's on Alpha.
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me, and I die, which is why...
So are you saying...
Of course I'm not. This is a trap.
Trap?
Stop wasting time! Stop wasting...
Shut up, you!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the body's undergone with a morpheus.
You got it, boss!
Anyway, Kyoko... Huh? She thought Mukuro was the... So she killed her to try... But you made one catastrophic... And as a result, we were forced into...
So, that was her motive?
She had a motive, and no alibi.
I'm not the only one without an alibi.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that...
What are you...
Because you see, there...
Interesting.
All it would take is covering the body with...
I got it! You're talking about the...
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to... In fact, the dirt pattern on the tarp can attest... Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that faced down over the body, meanwhile. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body...
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to... And what might that...
Tell me about Kyoko's motivations. Don't do something everyone's gonna think from Kyoko. You have to see what
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Shoot!
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
No, that's wrong. Actually, once... Because the blood wasn't dry before the body... Byakuya said it himself. If you put a tarp on a body in that state...
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't...
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very... What if, after they then covered the body in... You mean...
I know! They could have grabbed some of... That's what Hifumi did, right?
No, that the killer got the blood from right...
I got blood from the garden.
I got it!
It
Could it have been...
What?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder... But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying... Man! That's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that?
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene. Anyway, there's no denying.
Perhaps, but even so, you said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water, but if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the... But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body.
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole.
Then that settled.
Sorry, I'm having a...
Here's what happened. But the body didn't get wet. Then, later, at the safe, they pulled the coat over the body. This series of cover-ups was... They wanted us to think the murder happened
If that's actually what took place.
But wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready. So they'd be done in no time.
Maybe.
Hina, after you met up with...
Oh, no. I headed off.
Then he had plenty of time to...
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not...
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is...
And suspicion falls back on me again.
Well then, it looks like Makoto's alibi is no good.
For serious. Hey, why don't we let luck...
Oh!
See? Pretty...
No, not that.
Well, don't just stand there.
You know that knife we found all...
One we found stuck in the According to the Monokuma file? So?
I'm pretty sure that's what I thought when I first...
Oh, funny. That was Kyoko's idea.
You don't seem surprised.
Yeah.
Then why did you...
It's not that I hid it.
Kamisha will actually happen last night. Or maybe they just...
This shit, the knife we found stuck in the box. Now I'm totally convinced he did it.
Yeah, because I didn't know that anymore.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto. The knife we... found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it!
What a horrible man you are, Makoto. The knife we found lodged in the dead body. It's the same one we gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it! Makoto did it!
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
No, that's wrong! Wait, hold on. That should be clear from the description of the—
Lies!
No, don't. The killer covered the dead body with the tarp. In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat.
Okay, fine!
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat. Meaning, if she wasn't, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice!
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly—
Oh yeah, it sure did!
And the knife
was just another piece of camouflage. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away. Exploding the body afterward was— The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death.
Oh, hey, I have a question. What's the deal with that explosion anyway?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between—
Well, if you're so smart,
I'll tell you, I bet some
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto.
Shoot! I got it!
There we go.
After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the—
Huh? You know,
Let me pose a question.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when it's part of a bomb.
oh, then the
Anyway, the culprit's motive, they wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury, and the only one who is the only other—
Hold on a second, Bia.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like—
that's true.
Fine. I have no problem. It won't change the facts of—
Garros?
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't you because of the knife, right? There's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Kuma file? That's gotta be it! There was evidence that showed she was hit on the... back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it! There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it! There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then, shall we continue the debate?
head.
Mukuro died because of the...
What about the wounds all over the...
The Monokuma file makes it clear.
Oh yeah, good point.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the
But then... Well, the Monokuma file says she was hit with a...
Oh! I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible?
Well, maybe they held it the other way.
No way! The balance would be all off. I wouldn't mind testing it on you.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
It wasn't.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours. Throw it...
I feel the same way!
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right?
We already know.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto.
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head. And that something was... the...
Arrow.
Indeed. There's no
Are you sure? Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? I'm not backtalking anything.
What are you looking?
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin. Talking back to Master! You have no right!
Not being used to...
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too...
No, that's wrong!
Yeah, if you want to duct tape them...
You're right.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, the killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily... And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak. We'll put them together.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder. As for who the culprit is it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no. You...
How can you say that with such...
Because we have proof of...
Oh,
Surely you don't intend... You know what will happen. If you cover for the culprit, the death of us all.
of course I...
Then show us. Show...
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko right here.
And how does that prove anything?
Because...
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just your non-existent alibi. This all proves that you are the...
Hold on a second.
Not this again.
No, it's not. There's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko. I want... Last night. Why? That's what I need to...
I was just... protect...
What?
She was protecting me? Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue? Didn't that mean when...
That's enough.
Wait, I'm warning you. Don't...
I knew you were stubborn.
Really? But you... Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
What? The Alchemy should know better than anyone? What does that mean? And the body was found.
Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Wait, Jojo gave her room keys, no. Me?
Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Yeah, man.
Shoot!
Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Exactly what I'm not, but you should understand.
Byakuya, what are you—
Master would never—
There's proof that you aren't the— Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory. You said I hid the evidence of my crime and then left the locker key in my own room, but could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke,
Exactly what
I'm not the killer.
You should understand that.
Byakuya, what are you—
Master would never—
there's proof that you aren't— Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory. You said I hid the
And then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
Shoot!
Yeah, man.
Is this...
Yeah,
I refuse to give up yet!
Those words you just spoke,
What do you mean? Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than any— anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
there's proof that you aren't the culprit.
Just remember the trying to fall.
I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
What?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had, without my room key. I could, am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally
No, it's not true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. And obviously,
Well, have you decided? I see. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko...
I mean, Byakuya...
But of course, I have an alibi. I couldn't possibly have...
Well, someone had to...
There's only one other pop someone could have had the key on them. What? I don't see any other...
Wait a second. Let's think about it one more time. First of all, there's something off. Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, and Kyoko even said, it's a
Okay, time's up!
yep, definitely think we're onto something because he's never said that before.
Time's up! Class try...
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
Because the three masterminds informed us.
It's because you were late! So then, it's time for voting time!
Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend then. He was. I'm not gonna pretend I didn't know what I was doing.
Now, who will be chosen as the placket?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What?
Sorry.
Yes, it... Yep. Hey! Shing! Thrills!
I don't expect you to forgive me.
Let's give it a...
Revenge.
huh?
This is...
It would seem...
What the heck?
In other words,
Meanwhile, if you just assume Kyoko's life, you will switch. What has made Kyoto?
calm down. In other words,
What did you...
so...
Finding film on and body come back together again. I was waiting. Was this just